right, let's do this.
Let's go.
Definiert, wer ist gerecht. Maske auf, fuck ich Maske weg. Ich hab Schlimmeres schon gesehen, das steck ich weg, ja. Ich hab den halben Blog auf meinem Chain. Mein Gesicht ist taub, halt spürst dich. 25.000, das ist ein Frühstück. Die Sterne stehen gut, denn sie stehen Richtung Süden. Damit meine ich, es stehen Belser vor den Türen. Sie guckt in meine Augen, wenn wir liegen. Sie fragt mich, aus mir schlecht geht, ich sag wie denn? Willkommen zu 7, dann teilen wir durch 7, ja. Wir sind nicht wie ihr, wir sind verschieden, ja, ich schwör, ich herrsch auf, ruhig in Frieden. Drake und ich im Porsche, Pete in einem Cousin. Es ging schnell vom Saugreflex zum Inhalieren, ja. BMW gefahren, nicht Bienen, Bitch, und danke, dass du das, alle Bitch, bitte gern geschehen. Wen weitest du sonst, wenn ich mich, check schon, sag mir wen, ja, guck, dein Blick ist leer, lese Tränen, fährt auf dem Emblem, ich geh in den Stau, ich will das, Bitch, und ich will den, Money Tags, kannst du's hören, was ich sag, 20k, eine Show, sag nicht aus, gleiche Brüder, alte Sorgen, neuer Tag, ich komm zu dir und ich hol mir, was ich mag, Facts. Wer definiert, wer ist gerecht, ja. Maske auf, fuck ich Maske weg. Ich hab Schlimmeres schon gesehen, das steck ich weg, ja. Ich hab den halben Blog auf meinem Chain. Mein Gesicht ist taub, halt spürst dich. 25.000, das ist ein Frühstück. Die Sterne stehen gut, denn sie stehen Richtung Süden. Damit meine ich, es stehen Belser vor den Türen.
Oh my gosh. Every time I watch it, it's like, I don't know. I still get the chills. I feel like I have so
Same
many
for me.
questions. Yeah, really?
Yeah, it's
Really?
still, it's
Oh
like one
my-
of these videos where you don't get fed up with it, or you don't get fed up with the song that you're editing to. That's kind of
Wow, and
rare for
that's
me. I always
rare.
get like the ick.
Yeah. Yeah, after a while, you're like the 1,000th time, you're like, you know what? Like I can't just let me put it out and like let me watch this. So we'll start with a little bit of a backstory, or I guess
Yeah, I
a
think
little
that's a good thing. So
Yeah.
all of this was shot at an event that's called the Swatch Nines. Swatch Nines is an event series that is about skiing and snowboarding, then an event about biking, and then we have an event in Texas coming up in half a month that is about surfing. So it's like it's not a competition, but it's like an event and a place where all the best athletes of their sports get invited to spend a week, and to spend a week on the craziest free skiing and free snowboarding setups in the world. And there's no competition, there's no pressure. It's just there for them to like progress the sport and just have fun in the end of their season. And I think it's a 16th edition this year, so it's going on for a long time. And I've been part of the Swatch Nines for 4 years now, and I have to say that one was definitely my favorite one. But to give you a little bit of a scale, the event runs a week, and we have about 6 riding days. And the core team, the core media team, is like about 10 filmers. And then the overall media that is on site when the event is happening is about like 40 filmers and photographers altogether, about 40. But it's not like only producing for our content. There are also the sponsors, Red Bull, Swatch, that come there, do their own productions. But like the core team is like 10 people around. And in these 6 days, we collect about like 14 terabytes of footage. So it's a huge amount. And we have a really quick turnaround. So the event starts on Monday, and on Saturday evening, we present all the riders and sponsors the final highlight edit. So we have a team, like for example, me, for all these shots, I woke up at 5 in the morning, 5 days in a row, got to work on the mountain, and then finished the day at around 1 a.m. in the morning next day in the office editing, because all you have to do is go up to the mountain, shoot your shots, go down, select your footage, and that everybody can like grab the footage that everybody shot throughout the day for their own edits that they have to do.
Oh, okay. So everyone shares like whatever.
Everyone shares the footage, but everybody has like their own special missions. So everybody shoots like for a different piece or contributes to a certain piece, and everybody also has like their own editing to do. So I had the pleasure this year to do like what we call the artsy part. This year we split like our main highlight video into 3 parts. We had like the banger action part where it's all about the tricks from the riders. Then we had the human-centered part where it's about like the vibe of the event. And then we had the artsy part, what is actually about like the camera shots, like the good shots.
Yeah.
And so for that one, I went up the mountains 5 times in a row and was searching for these compositions that you see in the video. So yeah, that's like the backstory to it. So I have to give a huge shout out at this point to all the team. So the video is, there's a lot of shots from myself, but I picked some shots that I haven't shot, but like some members of the team, like Lucas, Mani, Yanis, Andy, all the guys deserve a shout out. But I picked some of them that contributed to the style of the video. Yeah, I'm really glad how it turned out.
Dude, it turned out amazing. Like so well that I don't know if you're reading the comments on the post that I posted. Dude, I've maybe like once out of the how many, I think I have like over 400 pieces of content, but then there's like yours is like one of one, and people are like, man, I'm emotional watching this.
And I got emotional reading the comments. Like, I have a huge shout out to all you of that. I mean, it's insane, the feedback and all the people that texted me. I try to answer everybody, but there were a lot of people texting me privately, and it's insane, the feedback. So I'm really thankful for all the comments.
Yeah, you guys deserve it, man. And it's stuff like that I love being able to share with people, because I guarantee you've like inspired people to go shoot, to go create these things now, even if it's not in this field, because there's so many different things that you could look at, like you said, like the compositions, which is something that I do want to talk about. When you go up, do you have a couple days to actually, kind of compose your stuff? Or you're just, it's those 5 days, that first day you're looking around and you're like, the sun is hitting this thing right here.
Yeah.
Like it's looking.
So like
What?
I had like, one of our guys did like a time lapse first day in the morning. So I could see how the shadows move. So I got that time lapse on my phone, and then I was sketching out what feature gets hit by the sun first, because like everything in there is like no artificial light. It's just the light from the sun that we get, and it's so it was
wild.
pretty hard to time, but also super fun and challenging to get the right trick at the right feature at the right minute. It's like about minutes in to get these shots. So that's why I also needed like 5 mornings each morning I did like 4 shots. Because
4 shots each morning, that's it?
I mean, like the key shots, like all these there's these dual shots where people hitting things in the foreground, in the background.
Yeah, those ones are crazy.
These like where I focused on where I needed the good light, I did like 4 each morning, and then in the prime time when the light hits, and then I continued the morning, but like the sun is rising super quickly, so the less important shots I did later the day then.
Wow. So all these like long shadows shots, I feel like we're in those
Yes.
that little
Yes.
part of the morning.
So that's like the setup that the builders like.
Okay.
So we have like actually a workshop half a year before the event where some of the riders come together and design the course that they want to ride on. And then
that's
we
crazy.
have
Okay.
a shapers crew that come up there like 3 weeks earlier and build all these features from scrap. Then it's just there for the riders to ride it for a week. And all these features get sessioned quite hard. So there are this year we had some never been done tricks. So actually like people that actually progress the sport and do tricks that have never been done. And for us filmers, most of the days, we just follow what the riders do. So the riders decide, okay, this group want to hit the big jump now. This group is want to down for the session on the rail now. So we follow them. And for us, the main part is to capture every trick they do so that nothing gets missed if somebody does something crazy. So actually these morning sessions that I did for that video, I only picked like 2 or 3 riders max to come up there with me and actually do the shots that I planned. So that's super different to what our normal day looks like, that actually the filmer can say or has the opportunity to say, hey guys, let's focus on that feature and maybe do that trick. Because you have to be on point in the morning to actually nail the shots. So 2 riders were enough to do that. So that's kind of different to the normal vibe that actually we come up with the idea.
Yeah, so it feels like much more of a collaboration where
It is
like, okay, the filmmaker gets, the control on, especially at a certain time when it's very specific. And then there's other times where it's like, you guys tell us how this trick is going to look, or like, what do you think the best? Oh, that's so cool. So it's 6 months out, you guys start planning these.
Yeah.
Then about a month to 3 weeks out is when they start shaping the course.
Yes, it's at Schildhorn in Switzerland. It's really high up the mountain. And the difficulty is the city that belongs to that mountain is only reachable by cable car. So everything that we bring there is brought up by cable car. So we bring 2 whole server racks there. We bring like 40 computers. We bring all our camera gear up there with cable cars. And also the shapers and the builders, they fly up their machinery. It's flown up with the helicopter. So it's a huge amount of work to get this event done.
How long does it take to get the cable? Like, is a cable car ride to go?
So they just built a new one, so now it's pretty fast. It's the steepest cable car in the world. But normally, like the past 2 events, it took like 20 minutes to go up to the city. So from the parking lot to the city, it's 20 minutes. And in the city, there are no cars allowed. So you just walk or have like a little golf cart that you can put all your stuff on and drive back and forth from your office to the cable car to pick up all the stuff. If you actually go to the photos that I shared you, there's a photo of our media, of all like our office. It's stitched by our amazing photographer Theo. And you can actually see, so it's a bit artsy stitched, but you can actually see like the amount of people working together.
Yeah.
It's like just random ass tables with, like if you see the cables underneath the ceiling, that's like the connection to the server. So like it's like a whole bunch of mess.
This is insane. And
so that's like actually snapped from our evening meeting where everybody's in the hustle of editing, and then we already plan out for the next day. So everybody is just sitting there and listening what's happening tomorrow and what's his duty or her duty for tomorrow. So it's actually insane. If you like all the people that we invite, they go there and they're like blown away by the amount of organization that is behind that event.
Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts. It's not just like us, even though you say like 10, like there's still a lot of stuff going on. And I bet you the logistics part is probably one of the most important things.
Yes,
like how are we getting
true.
the people up there, the riders, oh man.
It's insane to also then feed all of them on the mountain.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
There's so many things to it.
Yeah, okay, so even like the eating part, because you guys are on such a time crunch, and us as creatives or creators, sometimes you just completely miss meals. Like you're like,
And that's where we have our producers for.
They're
For
like-
example, Sarah or Lens, they like just have to they actually have to see what is happening and then tell us, you go there.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we can't scope everything. But they also care about us to like feed us, to give us
Yeah.
sunscreen, because we just forget about it. You're just in there.
yeah.
The sun
Yeah.
is hammering, and you just need to get into the shade some when. And that's
Yeah.
where our producers step in. Like, you do a break now.
Yeah, because if you don't, like, you could say you feel good, and then all of a sudden,
You get like
you
heat
know,
strokes.
heat stroke. Yeah,
Boom.
heat stroke.
Happens.
Or like you don't want to be sick the next day. Imagine
Yeah.
you had to wake up at 5 and you were like, uh-oh, I don't feel good.
It
I don't feel
happens,
good.
but you try to avoid that. So we actually
yeah.
try to shift our resources that everybody gets the sleep that he needs. But in the end of the week, where we get to crunch time, where we need to deliver edits, so we have one guy, Yannis, he's crazy. He just wrote a whole ass program for our event. Like
What do
2
you mean
years,
he was-
2 years prior, he started writing a program that actually helps us in Premiere to ingest all the footage. So he wrote a plugin for Premiere.
What?
So it's a whole ass program inside Premiere where you can label all your clips correctly, because each evening, every writer, we have like 50 writers there, each writer gets their clips from everybody in their Dropbox. So we have a program where you select your clip, you select which writer it is, you select which type of shot it is. Is it an action shot? Is it a lifestyle shot? Is it a scenic shot? You just select that, and then the program automatically puts the clip where it belongs. And in the end, we have a huge ass timeline where every clip is in and it's already sorted. So every writer has like their own layer, and every clip is in there, labeled by action, lifestyle, scenic, interview, whatever. And the timeline in the end of the week is like, I don't know, like 14 hours long or
Yeah,
something.
it's gotta be like
So
crazy
Yannis
amount.
and that guy that wrote the program, he's just sitting there for 24 hours editing straight, no sleep.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane. You can't cope if you're not there.
Yeah, that.
It's literally insane. I would love to invite you once to come and
Dude,
check it out.
So that's the thing. Like, the ideal thing for me right now is like to do these podcasts and like talk to all you creators. But I'm hoping maybe by next year, or, at some point, I'm doing these kind of live, or not live, but on location,
On site.
Because
Ooh, that could be a
just
good
like
one.
yeah, and just kind of talking to you guys. Obviously, not getting in the way, but like some downtime or just like documenting like the process, because this is stuff that people don't understand. It's almost like you guys are also athletes. Like, I know a lot of you guys probably do
Kinda.
this stuff.
I mean,
but
we are all pretty good skiers as well, because I do like follow cams. I follow the riders with a camera in the hand to like get shots. Not on that piece, because I wanted like more aesthetically
on sticks.
steady.
Yeah.
Yes. But like in the day-to-day business on the event, I'm the guy on skis just following the riders. So
I
it's
feel like a lot of you guys probably are or have at least
a
that you
background
guys
to
could
it,
do.
yes.
Yeah, which makes it that much cooler.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be so cool to like, at one point get on.
Hey,
and,
let's
and
make it work.
showcase.
I think that would be insane to actually also not like all the time we've done these events, the riders got all the attention that they actually really deserve. But
Yeah.
sometimes we are like, okay, actually we also do like crazy shit. So maybe it could be time to
it's
shine some
definitely
light.
behind them. Yeah, of course. You guys are. I gotta like. You guys work on the athletes. I'll work on you guys, and then
Perfect.
just talk to you guys. Because doing these like staying up for 24 hours or doing a 5 a.m. to a 1 a.m. workday is insane, and I think
Yeah.
you guys deserve like all your flowers. So shout
And
out
it's
to all
actually
you guys.
everybody lives for it. That so we're not like fed up with it, but we really are passionate about it. So that's what keeps us going. Because if you're not passionate about it, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't wake up at 5 and go to sleep at 1. So it's everybody loves what they're doing.
No, and it's probably infectious to work on a team like that where it's
It's
like,
insane.
Yeah, because if someone else you're like, that person's been there since I got in.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't leave. I don't
Same.
want to look like a bitch.
That's the feeling. Like everybody that is allowed to go early to bed because they have something to do the next day is like, can I really leave? Can I help you? Should I help you? So it's really a great team. Okay, I think so much to the backstory. I think it's maybe giving a good scale. All the other pictures.
Sorry. Even with the pictures, because I just want to let people know is like the shapers when you're talking about them. Because I started looking at all your content and I saw what they were doing. So they would do stuff like this where they're like kind of shaping out these
insane,
crazy amounts. So I just want to let people know like there's so much people that work on this thing.
That tunnel is shaped out by hand. They couldn't dig it out with machinery.
Was by hand.
that tunnel that you see right now is shaped out by hand. So they couldn't do it with big machinery like excavators or something, what they normally use on these type of features. But because like they wanted a tunnel, a lot of that shit was done by hand.
Wow. Yeah.
So a big shout out to the shapers as well. There's so many people to shout out, but everyone
did their art. They really put this together. You guys all really killed it. So you guys do a couple of these events a year, right?
Yeah, we do 3 a year. One in the snow, one in bike, and one in surf. Yeah.
And is this all that you do? Like you're just working on these events?
Me personally, I'm employed with an agency. It's called Distillery. We are based in Innsbruck. Actually, the Distillery agency originated from the Nines. So the Nines has been before the Distillery, and out of that event series, the Distillery formed as a own agency. So we are a normal agency with about 30 employees and a small media team with like 6 media guys that are fully employed, and the rest is like project management, communication, finance. But our day-to-day business is not only the Nines. We do like normal productions for brands like Adidas or Audi and whatever. So, but that thing is our baby, I'd say. Like the Nines is our baby and our passion. So everybody is looking forward to do these events 3 times a year.
Yeah, I could imagine. The no sleep for like a week is
amazing.
It's it's like you're meeting up with your friends for this one wild week, and you're like,
it's exactly like that. And there's a big party in the end, so it's worth to stay till the end.
Yeah, of course. Dang. Okay. No, that's cool. Because you took, I guess, the artsy side of this. Was that initially how you wanted it? Did you have any idea before you got there, or was everything literally like on day one? You're like shadows and shapes, boom, like this is.
So I just went. I never. So we planned that there should be an artsy edit, but we never planned out how it would look and what we want to do. So I actually had to go there the first day really early to shoot a course preview. So like, see the riders react to the course the first time. So that was my duty. And then I saw how beautiful it was. And then I kept coming back each morning because I saw the potential of these combination shots, the potential of the perfect lighting in the setup, because all the features that course has made up so much possibilities. So it came day by day. And after the first morning shoot I realized what I want to do, that I want to do like these static shots where in the foreground and in the background there's something happening, and where we have like that high contrast between sun and shadow in the morning. So that it really came to my mind really early, but all of it came actually together in the end of the week. So our 2 main editors came up to me and were like, hey, we saw all your shots. You want to do all of these together in like an artsy morning part? I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm normally not editing that much, but that one I felt like I want to do that, and I need to do that. So it all came throughout the week, but the idea formed pretty quickly in the beginning of the week.
Yeah. So it made it easier to be like, okay, I definitely got to wake up at this time because the sun is hitting like some of these shots. Yeah, okay. And when you're talking about these time shots, this is like what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Foreground. These I were amazed because in my head I was like, you gotta walk me through how these are done, because the amount of communication that needs to be done, I can only imagine. Like everyone, you have to know the speed of which you're coming. Not even just you, but like them. It's like, okay, how can we get you guys to come in at this? Do you show the like what? Do you show them what you want to do?
I did like the day before, I did like photos on my phone, just went there, snapped the picture of the angle I want to get, And then in the morning, I showed them like all the 3 or 4 shots I wanted to do so that they can get actually an idea what the camera will be seeing and what is important for them. So on this shot, for example, it's super difficult. That shot is super difficult to time because the riders that are hitting the main jump in the background, they are going so fast. And the guy, Patrick, in the foreground, he needs to go at least like 20 or 10 kilometers an hour slower because that jump that he's hitting is super small. And if he goes too fast, he just lands into the flat and destroys himself. So that was the difficulty for the riders. I knew what I want to do. And then the riders had like 1 or 2 tries to test out when the first ones are dropping and the second ones are dropping. So that one was shot on the 3rd try. On the first try, the riders were in the background hitting the jump were way too early. And on the second try, it got better, but I really wanted to get that reveal moment where there's the
When
clean
crosses,
frame and he crosses and then suddenly in the back, the second rider appears.
It's perfect. Like
It's like
this. That's why I thought you were like rotoscoping it out, and it
trust
was
me,
like,
it's not. And I was like hyped after I saw him. Like,
Oh my, and honestly, in my head, I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna ask him how many takes
3.
it took." 'Cause I'm like, that's a crazy amount because it's like I thought it was
these
gonna be
guys are
20.
like professionals, so they actually really know what they're doing. They're like top of the
top of
their,
best of the best in the world.
best of
at,
their
like,
best. So
like,
they
okay,
actually,
I gotta start here. I'm coming this fast.
I could totally trust them. I could just focus on my thing. That's super, super helpful with these kinds of shootings, that you can just like only care about your thing. Because if you start working in the action sport segment, for example, you will not start from the beginning with the pros. You will maybe have a friend that is doing skiing or snowboarding or biking or skateboarding good, but not on a pro level.
Yeah.
And on these shootings, when you're starting out, you maybe also care about the rider because he's not really understanding what you want to do, how it could come together with your vision. But with these pro riders, they do that shit every day. They do competitions every day, or they do shootings every day. So they have a similar mind to our minds. Like the filmer mind is weird, but these riders are actually the closest to understand what we want from them because they do it every day. And that's what it makes so easy to work with them.
Yeah, and I think vice versa too, because you guys do this stuff too, right?
True.
So to understand the communication between, speed or tricks or how you gotta come, angles,
True.
lighting. So it makes it for like 3 shots is crazy. I guarantee you, no one would be like, this was in 3 shots.
Remember, the problem is the lighting. I wanted to have the jump in the sun so that they will fly perfectly lit, but the tunnel in the foreground needs to be like dark that I only see his silhouette. So that time was like 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes. We had like 2 snowmobile shuttles waiting down there. So they just jumped and got like boosted up and just got going again. So
how far from the bottom when they land to going back to the starting point?
it's like when they land, it's like 5 to 10 seconds more riding and then they get picked up. Wow. So we did the first try before the lighting was good, just to get the timing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we had like 2 tries in the good light.
Man, you must have been going crazy. Were you yelling? I feel like I'd be yelling.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'd be like, yo, oh my gosh. But at the same time, it's like, do you just keep getting, I know this is a 3rd shot, but I would assume you would just keep taking it, even though you're like, this is a good shot, but let's run it. We only still have like 3 minutes, so keep going. Just keep going.
Yes. That's actually what we did. And so later that day, that one was the next shot we did. So that's lower down the mountain. So it's like on that mountain, the sun hits like from the top and reveals or like lights up everything from the top beginning to the bottom. So that feature is the last feature in the course. So we could shoot the jump with the tunnel, the compression shot beforehand. But
that makes sense. Okay.
But I wanted, you see that little shadow in the left corner? One was actually higher up on that wall because I actually wanted to have the lower snowboarder scraping the shadow edge.
Oh, like this.
So
You wanted it to be here.
On the first shot, it was higher up because that one also, the shadow moved out of frame in like 5 to 6 minutes. So that's what the shot we did afterwards. So I saw that the shot with the tunnel was good, and I was like, okay, let's move on to the hip. That's called the hip.
Yeah.
And try doing that. I think that was actually, there was a second try. The riders like the third try better. That's always a thing. Riders look at their riding, I look at the shot. For me, that shot is better because there's more snow in the air that gets reflected by the sun. But for the riders, the third shot would have been better because they were closer together. So it looked a bit more risky, I would say.
Oh, okay, yeah, wow. So at that point, it's like, how do you guys agree? Is it always up to you at the very end?
No.
Are you like,
so in the normal day-to-day business on the event, for example, the second rider in the dark, the one that's Patrick, and I did like a mission the other day with him where he was riding another feature, and he did like, I don't know, 30 or 40 tries. In the end, we were going through these shots, and I was like, that shot is sick. And he's like, no, I hate my riding. And then I had to take the other shot where he likes the riding, but the shot is like basic.
Yeah.
So there are shots where it's about the trick, then the rider decides, and there are shots where it's about the shot, like that one.
Yeah.
That's where we can decide, because that's not a big trick what they do. That's like just a turn.
Yeah.
And they don't really care if the turn is really good or just good. But if it's a trick that I work on and they want to get it clean, then it's about the shot, about the trick, and it's not our thing to decide what shot makes the cut or not.
It's such a big collaboration on it and like a sacrifice, because I can understand from their point totally. It's like, it's me, it's my name on it. I don't want people to just be like, this is a basic trick, and it's like when you work on a project, you never want to just put out something and then your name is on it where you don't even really enjoy it.
Yes,
so
and
I
like the majority of these shots that we do, they get and they will post it. And if we in the selection progress in the evening after each day, if we don't select the shot where the trick is good, but only the shot where the shot is good, then they get fed up, and totally understandable, and like are not happy with the outcome because they care about the trick. If it's a good trick. If it's just a basic trick that they would do over and over again, they then also care about the shot.
Yeah. And then that's what builds the trust over the years. I think that's what progresses these. So the next time you see them, they're like, yo, I trust you to.
And they actually come up then to you and want to do something with you. That's also super hard, or not hard, but we work on that each year to get closer to the riders, because we only, like our core team, we only see them one week each year, but we have a good relation to them. And the better the relation, the bigger is the trust, and the more the riders want to do. Because some of these riders are just there to focus on themselves, to focus on their riding, to progress themselves, because it's one of the only times in the year that they can actually do that without any pressure. So if you build trust with the riders, they will come up to you and ask you to film them on this and that. And that's where the magic happens. If the rider and the filmer collaborate, and both of the parties actually want to do it, then you will for sure get bangers.
Yeah, you'll all produce the best work,
Yes,
over
exactly.
time. See, you're talking about the snow here and the reflection. This shot right here, this shot.
That's my favorite shot.
Fucking here, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I like. Okay, I'm gonna play it.
Playback.
Oh my gosh.
Same story as with the other shots. So that shot is actually the right side of the big jump. So it's not really a jump. There is no takeoff. So I saw Vince doing that particular trick the day before in like it's 12 midday, so super shit lighting. I was like,
Yeah. You don't
yo,
get this lighting.
I want to do that in the morning. And I knew
You knew
because-
automatically that it was gonna look like it.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I was watching, like, it was the third day where he did it, and on the fourth day we shot that a particular shot. And the days before I was up there in the morning, and I knew that there is a moment where the sun is hitting like right behind, and there is a harsh line of shadow where he then will be flying into the sun, take off in the shadow and airtime
Flying
in the sun.
Oh my god.
So I knew, Vince, we need to do that. And the same as the other shot. There was a kind of a bigger time frame where we could do that shot. It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Not that big, but it's bigger. And we also let him hit it first time before the light was good. And then we had like 3 tries. I think it was a second try. I think we had 2 tries where the light was perfect. And that shot is not cropped. So I had to risk it all for that shot. So I was like, either it's a sick shot or I just totally miss where his hand is going.
What do you mean this was a crop? Like this, you could have
it's not
totally
cropped. It's not cropped.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he did it, and then you're like, okay, this is kind of where he. Oh my god!
So
this is kind of where he's hitting it, and
yes, I asked him to like really dig his hand in on the first try, because you need to understand, in the morning that snow is like ice. It's like super hard. During the day when the sun hits, it gets slushy, but that is like pure ice. So I had his tracks from the first. You can actually see like the diagonally line going up there. Yeah, that was his first try. So I was like, okay, around there should be his hand. And then again, big ups to Vince to do it exactly the same again. He's coming in there with like 80, 90 miles per hour and like hand dragging it on like, I don't know, what is it, like 30 centimeters where he needs to have his hand.
Yeah, that's
to have the shot good. So again, the collaboration between athlete and filmer is super important on that shot. So it's not cropped. It's just like point the camera and pray that he's hitting at the same spot again.
Yeah, because you're far. How far are you in terms of?
That's like so the camera. That one was shot on an 85. That 85 mil. What you see right now. No, sorry, that's a 50. That was shot on a 50 mil, and right next to that camera, I had a second camera with a 70-200.
Yeah, okay.
And I think it was shot on 200, but on 240 frames, so it was 1080. So it cropped in a bit more. So on a full frame, it would be a bit tighter actually. But
damn.
So yeah.
Dude,
that was like, I don't know, like 10 meters away.
That's insane. And oh my god.
And then again, the sun hitting from the back, he's in the shadow when he's taking off, but then the snow that he's erupting gets lit up and does this effect. You can actually see his shadow projected onto the snow in the air.
Yeah.
And I love that effect.
Yeah, it's so wild. It's like I thought for sure you guys had like external lights.
Impossible. It's way too bright up on the mountain.
Yeah, I thought it was like
a huge as Ari sky power, whatever. Yeah.
I was like, there is like this is perfect. Like even this like
the shadow.
That's what you're talking about. It's man. But
yeah.
I'm so glad because this tighter shot is like beautiful. It's gonna be one of my
I was again freaking out when I saw it. It was perfect. I was so stoked.
Like, let's come back. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, do you guys get to show are you guys done the final edit at the end of the week? Like everything is roughly done, or is everything finalized?
We have it's called Gala Night on Saturday. So the event starts on Monday, runs till Saturday. They're still riding on Saturday, and then Saturday evening we show the main highlight edit. It's not perfectly graded. It's not perfectly sound designed. It's like chuck an adjustment layer with a LUT on, and there's no sound design at all. The edit itself, it's kind of final. We spent then 3 or 4 more days after everybody leaves. Like all the athletes leave the day after the party, after Saturday. But we spent like 4 to 5 days more on the mountains. We stay there in our hotel and keep editing to then be ready to publish these videos, because our communication team wants to get out these videos as fast as we can. I actually had to leave. So after Saturday, I left on Sunday. That's when my colleague Lausi, he took over that video. So the edit itself, it was kind of final on Saturday, but he then got to polish some like shifted some clips that fit better together. He did the sound design, he did the grading to like finish off that video in the time span where we need to deliver it then. But like everything else, or like the main amount of work is done till Saturday from Monday on.
That's why, and the writers get to see it.
Yes,
They ever, when they see it, do they come up to you and they're like, I did not?
And that's the biggest compliment that you can get.
Yeah,
It's
of
like,
course, of
that's
course.
where your heart gets pumping if writers come up to you and say, actually, thank you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you know, these writers do that every day. They get tired of media people, you know, and I can totally understand that. There are people up on the mountain, on the like athletes that you get it after the second day. You get like, okay, he's not in the mood for filming. Maybe he had a bad season. Maybe he's just not down for it. And if you snap a shot from the side, they don't care. But if you overstimulate them, because there's so many media people, imagine 40 people with cameras around you and everybody's focused on you, it gets intimidating. So they tell you actually, hey, bro, back off a bit. I'm done. But you can actually also like have athletes coming up to you and say, hey, let's shoot. And it's the biggest honor that they then come up to you on Saturday and tell you, hey, I love your work. It's better than I could imagine. Just shortly to that clip, Vince, he did that trick. And on the next day, he actually, so that's what he's doing is a hand drag 3. And he wanted to do a triple. So that's like one rotation, only like one side spin. But on the next day, he wanted to do a triple cork. So he's like also spinning on his back.
Oh,
and he
okay.
actually tore his ACL and everything in his knee, so he wasn't there on Saturday. He left early because he had to go to the hospital. But these guys are sanding and they're risking everything for their shots and for their tricks. So it's kind of, I was like feeling super bad for Vince because he did it for me, and the next day he wanted to do it better, and then like tore everything in his knee. So there are also like risks.
A lot of risks.
And not only for the riders, also for us. This year we had like, so some riders bring their own filmers, and we had two filmers actually break their collarbone because they were doing follow cams and they just crashed. Like they're like riders, so they just crash, and then the filmer is out with a broken collarbone.
Yeah.
So it's actually not that. I mean, it's a risk that you happily take and that you can calculate. But still, it's not only the riders that risk it, but also the filmers sometimes.
That's insane, because like the feelings, the emotions too, wanting to do it, and then it's like career. You're putting your career on the line.
Yes,
right?
That's right.
It's
and
not just
some
like fun and
filmers,
games.
like all these athletes that bring their own filmers, they bring young filmers that are like motivated to do, maybe not that expensive for riders, because riders they don't have like a huge budget to finance their own filmers. So it's young filmers coming up to the event, what they have seen like all their life. They wanted to go to the Nines, and then there's pressure on them, and then they need to perform, and then they break their collarbone or whatever. It's kind of harsh, but it's like a big family that everybody cares for everyone. So it's a good vibe.
Yeah, everyone knows the risk and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So have you talked to him since? How is he doing?
I have. He actually wrote me and told me that he really likes the shots and he's okay, but he had like surgery and he's back on recovery. But
yeah,
it's day-to-day business for them.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's
sadly.
like the risk. Yeah, right. I feel like any type of athlete, especially high performers like this, to do it. But I think it makes it. This shot even, I love it even more now. And that's probably, you know what I mean? There's probably so much people that love this shot, but now if they find out, they're like, risked it.
He risked it, yeah. It could have happened on that one, but...
Yeah, okay. Where was this? In my head, I'm like, I don't even know where you would start with this because it
Okay,
seems
so
like it's so far.
so that actually is a bit of Photoshop involved. So there was a rider. So that's a super tight shot of the airtime above the big jump, and a rider was like hitting a trick and lost his toque in the air. So that thing was like just like flying through the frame, but he also was like flying next to it. So I was like, it would be so sick if it's just like the hat flying. So I just masked him out and like deleted him out of the frame. So some people were like, when they watched it, were like, hey, how the fuck did the tube
that's
go
like
there?
me. I was like, were they on a cable car and someone just
Could have
just
been, yeah,
just
could have
launched
been.
it, and then you're just sitting there and you're like, I've got to crop this in. I got to crop this in. I'm like, how many takes did this? Yeah, because it's
So
like perfect.
that's one of the only like, yeah, I think it's the only shot where we actually mask something. So
Yeah. This
but
and
it-
I thought maybe this shot a little bit.
yeah, that could be that he's like appearing out of the shadow.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah,
I
just
was
like
this
blending
is-
it in.
Yeah. Just it was like more of a blend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a blend. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. That one is also has a little mask on it.
Those are, and I love the
Bit of cheating.
contrast even with the toque because it really stands out. You know.
Yeah, you ask yourself, what's that? And I
Yeah.
think it's a good thing to have it in the beginning of the clip because it grabs your attention. I mean,
Yeah.
also the first few shots do that, but that one is like you have to look again and wonder.
Yeah,
Maybe it
yeah.
keeps you watching.
Yeah, and I love like even these shots where the two birds kind of just.
So that shot I didn't do. I was like, when I did the edit, I was searching for some more scenics in the beginning, and that's where our system comes to play. That I can just search through everybody's footage,
And
and
then
it's
you're
already sorted. So I just selected, like I told the program, please give me every scenic, and then it just takes a minute and it gives you every scenic that has been shot.
Yeah.
So then I can just go through that, and I saw that, I was like, ooh,
yeah.
that one is sick.
Yeah, like
These birds just
Yeah.
did their own thing. They're not photoshopped in or whatever. And how they fly perfectly in the sky, like they do these lines.
together.
'Cause, like,
and,
that's it.
and you know what it reminded me of the writers. You know how you get into go at the same kind of time. So it
True.
felt kind of perfect like that.
True.
Like I was like, oh, it would be cool if it was like a cut to a shot where it was like them and then they were kind of writing like that because
Could
it
have
feels
done
like
that.
right? It feels like that.
True.
When I watched
You're
it,
right.
I was like,
yeah,
oh,
you're right.
that. And even like the other shots of the bridge. After watching it a couple of times, I was like, oh, this feels how writers are. Like the whole, because you do a lot of the shadows and stuff like that,
Yes.
so it really connects it.
And you
but
see them play. These birds are playing. They're like
They're
not just
free.
flying straight, but they're like also like twisting and turning. And you're right. That really is like these riders are on that riding
Yeah.
on that course.
it's and like they're almost flying. They're like flying for a little bit, and they're free.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, this is perfect.
And actually, it's kind of funny because right on that part in the song, you hear birds,
Yeah, I thought.
but it's not sound design. It's
Also,
like
you
in the
guys
original song.
Did you guys? Okay, that's crazy. I thought that you guys put that in.
No. So actually, to maybe give you a little, let's watch it back, then you can hear
Yeah.
it. So it's actually in the song.
Oh, that's
So-
okay. I thought that you guys added that. Yeah.
So a thing about the song, it's also kind of crazy story. On these events, you can't use songs that are known, or like you always need to use copyright-free music. We have like our libraries that we can take off, but because we have big sponsors, we can't just really grab anything that we want. So when I was starting out the edit, we have an in-house composer, and I was sitting down together with him, and we started working on a song for that video. So he's super good. Lucas, big shout out again. He just sat down with me, and I told him, okay, I want it atmospheric, really atmospheric, to match these kind of early morning vibes. And he did a track. It was perfect. I took it. And then I got to search through all the footage, and I just listened to my release radar on Spotify, and that song popped up by the German artist Soli. I know his songs. I don't know him, but I know his songs. And I was listening to that song. I was watching these shots. I was like, dude, that song, that's it. And then I was like, okay, maybe I use it for the internal presentation on Saturday, but then we need to change it out again because we can't get the rights. But then I showed it to Nini. Nini is our social media manager. Nini was like, I know that artist. I was like, huh? You know that artist? Yeah, she was, Nini was the booker for that artist when he was way smaller and not that famous in Germany. So Nini was part of his career in the early beginnings. So Nini just texted solely on Instagram and was like, hey, I have a new job, because Nini just came to us. So she's very new. I have a new job. I'm doing that now. And actually I'm on the event right now and we have a video and we would love to feature your song. And like half an hour later, he's a huge artist in Germany, like German rap. He's one of the biggest right now. And like half an hour later, he texts back. It was like, go for it. And we're like, what? What?
Are you sure?
And then he connected us with his management, and we had a call with the management, and they were like,
legal stuff. Yeah.
If our artist says you're allowed to use that song, do that. Then we got the original file, and we were allowed to use it. So it was.
That isn't a crazy.
It's not paid.
Story.
We didn't pay for the check. Normally, you would have then, even if the artist agrees, you normally pay a fee.
Yeah,
but
of
because
course.
he remembered Nini, he was like, skip the fee. Big shout out to Nini again to make that
the
happen.
Whole
because
team. Yeah,
so it was
wild.
super sick.
Because you cannot, I guarantee you couldn't. I know you said, okay, yeah, we'll use this track for the presentation, but I guarantee you in your head, you're like, it's going to be hard to top whatever.
Yes.
Because you know when you hear a song that matches the visuals perfectly as a creator, as a creative.
And then I continued, like it was before starting the edit. So I edited, like I did it on purpose on this song. I was like, please, let me use that track also for the online release. And then we actually managed to do that, and it was so sick. I was really, really pumped because it, for me in my career, never happened. And I never had the idea of texting an athlete that big, asking him if I can use his track, because normally they just ignore you or whatever. But so that's where networking comes into play again. And if you have the connection, just try it out. The worst they can say is no. So why not?
And you never know. You never know where those will lead you. Like, you know, he becomes a big artist. Nini comes and is helping you. Like, it's just perfect timing.
Perfect
piece
timing.
Of art.
The insane is, like, that song came out when I was starting that edit. Like the day that I started that edit, that song was released.
No way.
A week early or a week later, and it wouldn't have been that song.
For real. No, for real. Like, it would have been a totally different vibe. It
yes,
totally.
Different. Yeah, so many coincidences that came together on that video. So it's super, super fun to think about it again.
No, that's wild. Oh, man. What was the most ambitious shot that you think?
Ambitious in what way?
Like
for example, that shot where you just right on there.
Right.
The rail that you see on the right side has the whole week it was never ridden because it was super difficult to ride. And then in the morning, I was like, that's Leon actually hitting the rail. And I was like, does anybody of you ever hit that rail? No. I was like, okay, because I have a shot in mind where somebody's jumping the jump and somebody's hitting the rail. And then he was like, okay, I do it. First try. Best lip slide ever that I saw on that rail. Insane. And he was like, I can't do it again because I will never get it done more perfect than that. So the extension on it's insane how, like, from his side, his riding style is perfect. That's how you do it on that rail. And he did it once and never again. And the whole week he did it never again.
Wow, so you captured it like perfectly.
Yeah, and he was super stoked because he said it's a super sick shot, but for him that how he hit that rail is amazing. And then to have it timed with the other guys in the background was perfect.
Yeah, and even his lead, like the way
he leans,
it looks so cool.
Yeah. So that was maybe not the most ambitious, but one of the
Maybe
one
like
of the sickest.
Yeah, for sure. There's a shot here with the shadows. I love this even. It's like riding the bend almost of that shadow.
So that one is cropped in to, and
From
you see the whole
shot later on. Yeah, I was thinking it was like
that one right there.
Because it almost looks exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the same shot, just cropped in for a different purpose in the beginning. Yeah. So that one was shot by Lausi that actually also finished the video in the edit process. He was up there one morning with me, and when he shot that shot, I shot that shot. So that's the same shot, the same trick, the same timing. So he just captured in different angle. So because I wanted to shoot like between, yeah, exactly. He's down there, and I wanted to shoot through that tunnel where I also shot the other tunnel compression shot in the beginning.
Yeah, but then you're more towards like the left side.
Yes,
to give it
and then I could frame the other feature with a mirror in, and they were sessioned that thing because it's super hard to ride because it's like glass. So the round thing is glass, so it's super slippery for the riders. So they had some tries on that one. That's also why we did it after the perfect light. So that one took a while. That one took like half an hour or something. And that's just like the same trick, same shot, just from a different angle. Perfectly fitting together.
Wow. Yeah, and
that's also a thing that you actually learn on these events, like thinking about how shadow and riders will move through the frame, because sometimes it's so weird what they do in the air, and you can't really expect them to do it the same they did the try before. The challenge for Lausi was to be the exact like apex where the shadow creeps around the corner. And because the sun is moving in the morning, it moves super fast, so he needs to adapt each try to move with the shadow.
Yeah, and then even the rider too. It's like, okay, I need you to go a little higher just because the sun is coming up really fast. So I almost everyone has to adjust, but like you get I felt like it's perfect.
Yep. Also the last shot in the video I really like. The
symmetry with this.
The symmetry, yeah. That one I really, really like because it's also not photoshopped or whatever. It's just they go together and they go at the same height. Just perfect. Like they're at the same height.
They drop at the same.
They drop like hands together.
Yeah.
That's what they do when they want to time it perfectly. They just hold their hands while they're driving onto these kickers. Because some of them are just a bit more heavy than the others, so they will be going a bit faster. So if they hold hands, they go together, and then they let go when they need to go on their own path, and then they find the perfect speed.
Okay.
But I also have to say, like the backdrop of that venue is super forgiving because like
it's beautiful. Yeah.
There's one shot.
Hold on. It's definitely.
That one.
This one.
Yeah.
I was like, this is exactly what, when you said backdrop, I knew exactly what you're going to talk about. Because this one, I was like, the composition here with everything, even where they're hitting, like this is a perfect frame.
It was totally planned out. I knew that I want him in the sky between these two mountains because that's the only, like it was shot on an 85mm full frame Sony FX6. And, I knew I want to have the compression with the mountain in the backdrop, but I don't want him jumping in front of the mountain because then dark, it's not framed together. So I want him in the air, in just that corner. And the difficulty for them was normally you hit the jump that he's hitting, you hit it, and you land on the left side. But for me, he needed to land on the right inside, right there.
Yeah.
So that was a difficulty for the riders because they normally never hit it that way. So he only did it like 2 or 3 tries because then he felt like he's getting uncomfortable. It's tricky to ride.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why his skis are not perfectly aligned. That's what he told me. You see like the skis are a bit separated. I don't care.
Yeah. But for them, this is where it's like, no, but
Yeah.
like I this is my art. I perfected as well, and it's
Yes.
like, yeah.
So that's again about like how the riders see their shots and how we see their shots. But for me, it was a super good shot, and I'm happy that he did it at least 3 times to adapt, because like when he started out, he was not even going that high.
Close.
So he was like,
He was like over here.
yes,
I'm like-
because he was a bit testing out the speed, getting a feel for the jump. But on the last try, he hit it like that, and he was like, I don't want to do it again. It was like, you don't need to do it again.
Yeah,
Perfect.
You got it. This is perfect.
Yeah.
This is like, this is definitely what I want to ask. I was like, the composition, everything about it. There's like so many layers to it.
Yeah.
The colors. Oh,
So,
man.
so all these more advanced shots that we just discussed, I had them planned out and like had a photo on my phone and explained it to them the evening before or the morning when we went up with the gondola together. Because again, these things need to happen so quickly that the side that you are looking on at the jump is in the shadow, but the sky is lit in the sun. So all these things that we discussed, I had like planned out the day before. So I had the morning session, and then during the day I had to shoot different things that were actually my duty to capture whatever was needed.
Yeah.
But then I had like in the afternoon, each day I had like a walkthrough again to see if I can find new angles, because each day I was like, I think I've done everything. And I was like, okay, let me walk through the course again. Let me check if there's something else I can do. And then I found another 3, and the next day another 3. And I was like, it just keeps going. These angles keep popping up. So it was super fun to actually stroll through the setup that you've been working on for 4 days, but you want to go through the setup again and you find another shot.
And it, I feel like, because the sun comes up at certain times only, or like it looks, I guess the course always looks different throughout the day. So that you start seeing other angles at different times. You're like, wait a minute, I didn't see what this looked like at 2 p.m. or
Yes,
8.
exactly.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed shooting, but also talking to you right now. I get goosebumps when I watched the shots again, and I was like, man, it was like on that one, everything aligned. Somehow
Perfectly.
everything aligned. And you need that. You need that
do.
to keep going, because for me, it was my 4th year. So I did like 12 events, or like nearly 12 events. So sometimes it gets tiring. Sometimes you're like, okay, let's do it again this year.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're not able to actually be the leading creative, because you have to capture what the athletes are doing. But that piece really gave me the thrill again to go there, to think about things, to communicate with the riders, to communicate with all the orga team, to be able to go there that early, to actually make something that is actually a thing that I really care about from a filmer's perspective. So it was really, really fun doing that.
Yeah, I feel like from a creative's perspective, sometimes you just need that freedom to be like, let me just try this.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work.
At least you tried it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also a thing that this event week that we are doing year and year again is not only for the riders, but again, also for us creatives. We can play around. We can, of course, we have our duties. Of course, we have our deadlines to deliver the edits. But we can, in our team, we can say, hey, I have an idea this year. I want to see if I can do that or that. And you're always welcome to try something out. So it's also a fun week for us to progress for our creativity.
If you had any advice to give to someone who wants to do what you're doing right now, who's starting out and who's watched this and is like, man, how do I get there? What advice you got?
Take chances that you don't think are worth it. So I often think like, going up that early, it's not worth it. It's just exhausting. And I've on that one, I've done it 3 days in a row. Why would I go there a 4th day? But it's always worth taking a shot at something that you don't know how it's going to go. So I think that's the most important thing for us creative people to keep going, even if it doesn't seem reasonable in the first glance.